Today, we are facing a crisis situation within the Yamaha factory team. We will analyze the total collapse of confidence from former champion Fabio Quartararo regarding the new V4 project. We will look at the heartbreaking struggles of rookie star Toprak Razgatlioglu as he finishes dead last in testing. We also have concerning reports about engine reliability, limited mileage, and a shocking admission from team management that the bike is simply not ready for the 2026 season. The question everyone is asking is this: with Fabio Quartararo reportedly looking at a move to Honda and the new bike being slower than the old one, is the 2026 season over for Yamaha before it has even begun? I'm Ratan, and welcome to my channel, MotoGP News. Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in for this critical update. As we approach the first race of the season this Friday, the mood in the paddock is very heavy, especially inside the Yamaha garage. The pre-season testing at Buriram in Thailand was supposed to be the moment where Yamaha showed off their new power. Instead, it has turned into a nightmare scenario that has left their star riders feeling defeated and their new rookie feeling desperate. Let's start with the biggest story, which is the mental state of Fabio Quartararo. For a long time, Fabio has been the man holding the Yamaha project together. He has pushed beyond the limits of the machine. But after the final test in Thailand, something has changed. It appears that Fabio has completely lost faith in the Yamaha V4 project. The reports coming out of the paddock suggest he is tired, disappointed, and battered by the lack of progress. The new V4 engine was promised to be the solution to the top speed deficit. However, it is not showing any positive signs. In fact, the situation is worse than before. The Yamaha M1 is currently the slowest bike on the MotoGP grid. This reality has hit Fabio hard. He is no longer just complaining. He seems resigned to the failure. There are strong rumors circulating that the French champion is already looking for an exit strategy. He is reportedly considering a move to Honda. This is a massive development. If Fabio is thinking about Honda, it means he believes the blue team is facing years of stagnation that he simply cannot wait for. He seems ready to abandon the project because he sees no hope of winning in the near future. The results from the Buriram test confirm these fears. When we look at the timesheets, it is a disaster for the brand. All the Yamaha riders were stuck in the last group. Jack Miller, who is usually very fast, finished in 16th place. Fabio Quartararo was right behind him in 17th. Alex Rins finished in 20th position. And most worrying of all, the new signing, Toprak Razgatlioglu, finished in 2001st place. This brings us to the situation with Toprak. He is a superstar in World Superbike. He is used to fighting for wins and being on the podium every weekend. Coming to MotoGP was his dream, but it is turning into a very difficult climb. The transition has been much harder than he expected. He is not just fighting the other riders. He is fighting a motorcycle that does not want to cooperate. There was a very emotional moment in the pit lane that highlights just how bad things are. Fabio Quartararo left his own garage to go and visit Toprak at Pramac. Fabio saw that Toprak looked desperate. The Turkish rider was sitting there, looking like he had been pranked or trapped in a bad situation. Fabio took the time to console him. He acted like a true champion and a mentor. In an interview later, Fabio explained why he did this. He said, "I met him because I imagined it must be difficult mentally. In Superbike, Toprak is always in the top 3. Here, I saw him looking discouraged." Fabio told Toprak that it is normal to struggle at the beginning. He reminded him that he arrived at the worst possible time for Yamaha. Not only is it a new championship for Toprak, but he is also dealing with a change of tire supplier from Pirelli to Michelin, and he is doing it on a bike that is broken. Fabio wished someone had given him that same advice when he was a rookie struggling in Malaysia years ago. It was a kind gesture, but it proves that even the riders know the bike is the problem. The technical situation is even more alarming than the rider morale. It is not just about being slow. The bike is fragile. The image of Yamaha at the end of the Thailand test was dismal. The engineers are haunted by engine failures. In racing, if you have a part that makes you fast but breaks halfway through the race, it is useless. The speed is fictitious because you cannot rely on it. Yamaha team manager Massimo Marigali tried to explain the situation, but his comments were very worrying. He admitted that on the second day of testing, the official riders, Fabio and Jack, only used one bike each. Why? Because the other engines had already reached their maximum mileage. They had to park the bikes to save the engines. This is happening in the preseason. Marigali said it was a rational choice because new units were still on the way. But when a factory team has to count kilometers like drops of water in a desert, it shows a lack of preparation. Marigali also confirmed that there is no magic fix coming for this weekend. The engine specifications they used in the test will be the same ones they use for the first race. This means we will see a slow M1 on the track this Friday. The data shows they are about 10 kilometers per hour slower than their rivals on the straights. That is a huge gap that is almost impossible to close during a race. Marigali mentioned that an evolution is planned, but he could not give a date for when it would be ready. This lack of certainty is what is driving Fabio crazy. Fabio Quartararo spoke to the media with a heavy heart. He was brutally honest. He said he does not even expect to repeat his pole positions from last season. He tried his best to improve the pace, but the reality is harsh, he said. We were still 7 or 8 tenths of a second slower than the race simulation we did in last year's test. Think about that. They are slower today than they were a year ago. Fabio admitted that he was very frustrated. He wanted to feel competitive, but he realizes they are too far behind. He is trying to protect his own mental health now. He said, "I don't want to get mentally exhausted. I just want to do my job, stay calm, and manage what I can do." He knows that giving 100% effort for 17th place is draining. He stated clearly that he does not think they can close the gap in 6 months. This sounds like a rider who has accepted defeat for 2026. Finally, we have to look at the learning curve for Toprak Razgatlioglu. He is facing a triple obstacle: a new championship, new tires, and a bad bike. He shared a story about trying to follow his teammate Jack Miller. Toprak laughed about it, but it was a serious lesson. He said, "I tried to follow Jack on the fastest lap, but I lost him after 2 corners." Toprak was shocked by what he saw. He explained that he lost a lot of time in the first sector because he lacks confidence with the front end of the bike. In MotoGP, you have to trust the front tire completely. Toprak said, "When I saw Jack leaning into the first corner, my first thought was that he was going to crash, but I saw him turn and I was surprised. This shows the difference in experience." Toprak still has to learn how far he can push the Michelin tires, but it is hard to learn when the bike is unstable. So, the conclusion is clear. Yamaha is in deep trouble. They lack speed, they lack reliability, and their riders are losing hope. Toprak feels like he fell into a trap, and Fabio is looking at the exit door. The first free practice starts this Friday, and sadly, it looks like the blue bikes will be fighting at the back of the pack. We will wait and see if a miracle happens, but for now, the outlook is very dark for the Japanese manufacturer.